start first with Josef. Josef, you are the dean, actually, of the Moholy-Nagy University of Art and Design in Budapest. You started your career as a professor of animation, and now it's like you are up on the top, and you can kind of like make your vision from the top to the bottom to shape even better what the school. What you think that the school should be. So maybe introduce the way and the concept and the methodology of the school shortly.
Thank you. I just feel a bit confused because I'm one of the guys at the table and not the ladies are starts, but starters.
Ladies.
This is Igor's point, not me. Few words about Moholy-Nagy University of Art and Design. We had a nice short name, which is MOME. Just we left it, and 10 years ago we started to use László Moholy-Nagy's name. He was one of the biggest Hungarian artists and methodologists and pioneer visual artists at the Bauhaus and later in Chicago. So 10 years after that we are MOME, and actually 10 years since I started to lead the animation education in that university. And you said, Igor, Slovenia needs a proper animation department. I don't know which is the proper animation education right now, because so many fields which is very strongly connected to animation. Video games, interactive content making, simulation of everything around us, virtual things, augmented reality. So animation can be so many ways proper, and it's very important. I agree that every school somehow has to be connected to that if there is a subject as visual art or filmmaking. MOME has this animation education since 1980, when the state owned only one Hungarian animation studio, made a joint venture with the school, which was those when the, let's say, Applied Art Academy in Hungary, because we have a Fine Art Academy, we have Applied Art, and we have a film and theatrical school. And since then, this education is going continuously, going sometimes well, sometimes not. And thanks to the digital age, when the studio, which was the corporation of that education, we had that education just slowly but surely and sadly just dying. The digital things, the digital equipment could help our students and our teachers to keep alive and start a project-based, very practice-based animation education. Later on, we could switch the two levels of education, which means BA and ME, Bachelor and Master, which means Bachelor tried to introduce to the students every type of animation techniques, any type of fields, and any type of role what you could play if you are interested in or if you are targeting to make animation productions. And it's very important for us to lead them to make a cooperative team work, team life, because of course animation could be very solo, very individual approach, but I think it's better if they can meet to each other and work together.
I'm just showing the animation BA like in the back, so
you can check it out. I'm a liar or not. And we have an MA program which is more has a kind of individual approach. Every student MA actually takes 2 years. They can choose, and they have to choose their subject, their topics, what to do, what type of animation genre is important for them. It could be a graduation show after the MA, it could be a video game, could be a traditional animation short, but could be a feature-length project, or could be, of course, not completely the feature-length, but a prototype to make that, or could be anything which is connected to the animation. This is comparing the B and the MA. B is a very professional base, and somehow it's kind of rules for the students to have to be there to teach or to learn so many things that they can make it at the school. And master is their job to do figure out what to do, and we try to produce them. One thing which is important regarding us, that we are not just a school, we are thinking about us like a high professional animation workshop. community when talented people can meet each other, students with students, teachers and students, and mostly the master program we try to deliver professional, polished, and good content. This is our main.
Because it's becoming more and more common that, especially for the MA, there is like a studio that would do a co-production with the school. So either the student is already connected with the studio and working there, either the project is really kind of bigger than the school could do it by itself. So it's becoming quite normal, right? Like this professional academic collaboration.
For us, it's a very natural thing. I think every time the content is the leader thing, if the content needs more time, more money, bigger budget, we try to find it. We are happy and lucky, but because the Hungarian Film Fund is supporting our master program, actually supporting the graduation films budget. But it happens recently that we produced the graduation film, which was a co-production between us and the French studio, French production house. So we always try to find the best way for the students to not just make a film, but start a career. So in that way, this master program could call a kind of incubation situation. So this is not the normal school situation. Okay, you get it. You get it, you have to go to the lessons to listen to the teacher, and later on you will do something for the graduation. You got the diploma, that's over. No, we try to make a living connection after the students are leaving the school. Sometimes we have projects where we invite the former students to do things together. So this is not just a normal school situation. We try to do something because 10 years ago the Hungarian film industry and the animation industry was not really well developed. And we thought we need to give a shelter for our young talents to do something and not just trying to make some commercials. So this school could be a kind of umbrella which helped them to develop their content and develop their ideas and really find which is the best and most fit way to make animation, because there could be so many types, so many talent to make film, to make direction. So I think there is no just one way. We try to introduce to them everything and help them to find their own way.
Two more things that I think are very important. So one is like accepting international students. Is it a case, and how then it's being dealt? Because like Hungarian language is one of the most difficult in the world, let's say. So there is no chance that a foreigner would learn Hungarian fast in order to follow the...
Sometimes it happens, some foreigners has a crazy talent or crazy passivity or skill to learn Hungarian language, which is not easy, as you said. We try our best because the Hungarian government, and we are a state-owned school, so it's not easy to open everything just by our hand. But officially we can accept any type of foreign students, easiest from the European Union, because in that way they don't have to pay any kind of student fee. Without European passport they have to pay a fee, and we can deliver for them any lessons and lecture, any project in English as well. So we didn't get the official type to make an international English master, and didn't want to, because it means in Hungarian rules that we have to make a parallel education. We don't want to make a parallel Hungarian and English team. We like them put together. So anybody who tried to get inside our master program, because now we are talking about master, bachelor is mostly in Hungarian language based, and no problem, Hungarian language, just call us and we will help any process to make fill up the Hungarian questionnaire, because sometimes it happens. They have to find the answer on Hungarian language.
The second important thing is like the resources, like choosing new professors, new assistants, because like I would say like some schools have this problem. I don't want to sound rude now, but some Methuselah paradox, meaning like some professors, they keep the position, they don't want to leave it, and they are not ready they don't see that the time change, that the technology change, that students are asking for concrete questions where they cannot apply. I think you are doing it great, but is it who is it to decide who will get like a new, maybe like assistant job, or who will be the visiting professor for the coming year, or things like that?
This is a very good question, not just for animation education. I think it's a good question for universities in general, because, as you said, the world around us changing very, very quickly. And universities has two phases. One phase, the universities are the place when they can still save the traditional classical knowledge, which is a kind of conservative attitude. In the same time, the universities could be the future observatory labs, because they can make so many research, they can figure out so many new things. And the problem is that the quality measuring for the universities are on the conservative side, so invite the teacher as the full-time contract person, it's not easy because they have to introduce the qualification, doctoral, PhD and things. And sometimes animation people doesn't have PhD or things like this. So in the animation department we tried our best because we have a kind of independency and we have a kind of independent budget because we can do so many international training programs with other schools from Europe. So it brings to us a special budget, and we have sometimes real-life projects, which means we can earn some money from the market, international market as well as Hungarian market. So we have some money and we can spend whatever we want. For instance, student, experience teacher, we can call them. Really.
What's the name of the collaboration that you have with Baden-Württemberg and with...
This is called Animation Sans Frontières, animationsansfrontières.eu, which is a media-supported training, young professional training program. It started already almost 10 years ago. And the fourth school, which was founded at Gobelin, Filmakademie Baden-Württemberg, Animation Workshop from Vigo from Denmark, and Monet. And this is a very nice course for young professionals after school. If somebody would like to develop their skills, like to develop a new project, it's open for everyone from Europe. And the four schools give 4 times 2 weeks workshop in Paris, in Denmark, in Budapest, in Budapest. The final project, the final workshop is in Paris, and at the end of these 4 times 2 weeks, the participants each day new projects for international professional boards, producers and filmmakers, studio owners.
So I would say that this is the school, right? Well,
this is Monet.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Actually, this school will be renovated, so we are busy to managing the moving out for a temporary place. So don't find that place the next year because we will be a different place, okay. But we'll be back in 2018 hopefully.
So renovation meaning also like internal, like new studios, maybe inside facilities?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
so finally we'll have, for instance, own sound studio, what we doesn't have right now.
Maybe about Erasmus and like mobility of students, you are part of it?
Yes.
Because it's nowadays becoming very important, and if we connect it back to Animation Sans Frontières, for the students, like when they travel somewhere, even if it's like for one semester, this experience that they gain, like going to another place, like working with other people, seeing other ways of, I think it's very important. Right?
I think for us it was a turning point. We became European member of this country in 2004, and immediately I was happy to for instance, meet Kiara, because there was a very nice network called the European Training for Animation School. It was supported by also BDM, and it was run by Cartoon Animation Association. They ran Cartoon Forum, Cartoon Movie. So it was a very nice period for us to introduce ourselves and meet other schools from Europe, and it was a very good time to teach what they are doing. And I think to start ASF, another training program with European schools, it was good for our students to start to believe that they are enough talented and they have to enough strong and power to play an important role in the animation market or animation stage in the European level or worldwide level, because Hungarian animators and filmmakers was a kind of closed situation, and maybe it was same some other post-communist countries, and open the world and see what can do and what other students can do from France. It was a very good processing, mental processing, not just professional.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Joseph. Really, I think it's very, very important to hear. I mean, I'm not looking at you especially, but you know, you found the model, and now it's like when you have it, you're just improving it, and you kind of like you really can work properly on to make it even better. Even though it's like we could say it's one of the best maybe in Europe as a specific model for animation, no? Let's go to CSC and let's hear what your model.
It was established in the 30s by Mussolini and still is in Rome as the film school. Joseph was talking about three kinds of schools: applied arts, fine arts and film schools, and we are more on the side of film school. And there was an animation course, an animation department in Rome, was founded in the early 80s, and it lasted until end of the 90s, and it was like a permanent workshop for 4, 5 students to make their films, short films, with a big name of Italian animation, which was Giulio Giannini, who cooperates with Lele Luzzati, the illustrator,
La
Gazza Ladra, Magpie. And then it closed down. And this kind of course was tailored for Italian sector of animation, which was nothing. We had some filmmakers, independent filmmakers like Bozzetto or Giannini and Luzzati, but we are not the industry at all. Just some for advertisement, publicity, small studios, which worked a lot in the 70s for TV, but that it ended. And so in the late 90s, this animation course in Rome closed down. But then suddenly, in 95, 98, Italian public television started producing, because they were forced to produce TV series for children by, let's say, European guidelines. And so suddenly, Italian animation said, well, we need people to work on this series. And so someone in Centro Sperimentale made up a little project for a new animation school, which aim was mainly to train animators and technicians and workforce for industrial production. This project was supported by our region, which is the Piedmont region, and so we started this new school of animation in Piedmont. And it's quite paradoxical now, because we founded our philosophy on the idea that we had to train people able to get out of the school and start a career as an animator, as a professional of an industrial production. But actually now we've got people who I think is trained enough to work in a studio, but mostly they work abroad, though there is production in Italy. So we've got a big contradiction. I must say, our philosophy was to stick at the rule: we have to train people for the industry, but on the same time, we wanted to keep an eye, a wider aim. We come more from short film culture than industrial. And so we always been trying to keep an eye on short film, on, let's say, animation as an art form, which is not just because we love the art of animation, but also because we think that the world is changing, technology is changing. Who knows what media will be in, let's say, 5, 10 years. And so to be open-minded, to be creative, to be independent in thinking, or to be able to be creative is still very important, also for the industry. So in a way, we try to be open, we try to give the opportunity to students to be, well-trained, to be able to be an assistant animator in a studio after the school, but also we try to push them to be open-minded and to stress the importance of different techniques, though we teach mainly 2D digital and 3D digital. These are the techniques that we can say we actually try
specialized
to. But for instance, when someone comes who is fond of and able and willing to do puppet animation. We are very happy, and we produced also the diploma films, puppets and so on.
Actually, you have also Paul Bush as one of the regular
Yes,
lecturers, so
and of
he's
course-
come more with experimental way of, no?
Yes, experimental in the sense that, well, let's keep it open. It's not. Yes, also I have to say that we've got a small administrative staff which comes from the institution and is paid by Rome, but the teaching staff is made up of professionals and artists that are teaching like 7 jobs. We haven't any professor. It's important to know that our school is not a university. Our degree is not a legalized degree, so, which is good in a way, because actually being almost the only school in Italy so focused on animation, we managed to get very good students, very willing people.
I'm showing your
Yes.
students from before, like,
And I mean people who is there because they want to be animators or creators in animation, and they don't care about the piece of paper.
yeah. Actually, I'm browsing to your webpage, and I see that there is a little program which is only Italian content is available.
Yes,
So, yeah.
Also, our budget comes mainly from our region. It's not very big budget, and maybe we made an error, but I don't know. Since we started our course from scratch, we had no experience in teaching animation, and also we had no experience in industrial production, actually. And all the money went in the teaching, and not much in communication, as you can see from our website.
But this now it's a list of people that actually like teachers or just came for a
These
lecture.
are, yes, it's
like
amazing.
friends of the school.
Teachers, people who lecturers or professors.
When you organize a lecture, it could be like it's sometimes only one day, or it's sometimes more, or
Sometimes more, yes. As long as I can, I invite filmmakers for master classes, usually a week or less, it depends.
yeah. I would just like to say hello to the ambassador of Spain that just joined us here, and he came for the presentation of Santiago Riscos on Psychonautas. Mr. Ambassador, we will be like 15 minutes late. I hope it's okay with you. Thank you very much. And we have a discussion about European animation schools right now, so I hope you will learn something new as well. Maybe we show some, Eva, you want to add something, and we show some exercises from the students to...
Yes, if you want, because we have in the first, we have our basic course, because 3 new basic course, and we have also the students, they have, from 19 to 27 years old. We have really a large, wide, how to say, range group, and also with different
background skills.
also. And so the first year we have to make it based on principles and softwares to then come out with other stuff, a little bit more, how to say, more project tools. Also, we work on projects in the second year. If you want on the YouTube, we have a YouTube canal. If you say YouTube and the GSC animation, animazione. Always in Italian, and then so in the second year we work on this we call them simulation of commission, because it's not really a commission with the client when we take money for the work, but we take
I show this.
Yes, you can note this, and if you want to commission. And then, okay, this is the first important work, the students working group, but they have a client on the front to have to respond on different needs of the, yes, that is one important thing made the last year.
Yeah, so actually this is what other schools are not doing. You also like try to connect with the industry, but in the way like here, not really like products or industry in terms of like commercial, but you're doing some kind of campaign.
Yes, social campaign, and then you don't. is most important for to work on the concept, the content, and it's for the students. It's really it's important that it's new also in the second year, because the first is more individual work, and then in the second year they have to focus on on group work and also on client. They want a special content, also special social communication.
So you made it also like for the province of Piedmont, because they are financing you, so you give them back some. This is nice. I think this is nice. It's a very nice collaboration which is normal students. They do something proper. They get it on the record, and everybody's happy at the end, right?
Yes, that's what makes maybe different from more apart from many differences, but our diploma films, and thank you for appreciating the film, are made in little groups, and which make a very big difference from schools that let you make your individual film, of course. It's not a rule. The good thing not being a university is that we are very, very free in deciding whatever we want to do. So it's not a strict rule, and when we have a student who's got a very personal style and concept and idea and need for expression, we allow him or her to do her own film, like for Martina Scarpelli, Cosmoetico, for instance.
It won the award for Best European Film at Animateca last year.
Yeah, very proud. And of course, an individual film can be, I think, usually more interesting than a group film. Of course, the personality of the film is stronger, but there are many reasons for us to make these films in groups. Mainly, we are, how do you say, it's a first degree school for animation, and we think it's very important for them to learn to work in groups, to share decision and to organize a work group. Second, we haven't enough money for producing too many films.
But I see that you got like a bank that is kind of like financing.
Yes, right? We've got some.
But they give you little money.
Little money from banks.
Which is not common as well, to have like universities that are also, like you say, it's a state university, then to have like a private donor sponsor to, at the moment you don't have, or it's...
Hungary companies used to say you don't want to donate the government.
Aha, okay. The government should already have enough.
Yes, but the private company sometimes likes to come to us and ask to do some things for making content, and they're happy to pay for the content.
Yeah. As we are running out of time, I suggest we see a little bit of experts from the exercises. What should we see? Like.
Okay. So this is first year.
Yeah, but let's see. So maybe one of it. Choose one to.
Okay, but perhaps Bing Boom Bang. There's also this It's also the first year about the timing. There is also Massimo Toni. It was his first exercise at our school.
Okay. The last thing to say, you are happy as well when your students, they go to another school. Usually it happens here, they go to France, maybe it's closer to them, and they come with the basic tools so they can use them.
Yes, those who's got, especially those who's got personal projects, I encourage them to go to a specialized school or at Animation Sans Frontières, which was very, very good both for my now there is Giulia Martinelli, and of course La Poudrière in France, which is very close to Torino, and we got Victor Lemouchy, who's got a film in the students' film competition now from La Poudrière. So we encourage them to go on, because 3 years in animation is not actually much. We think so. It can be enough, of course, but no, especially for people who wants to go on with projects, because it's such a long way, and good training, I think, will help, and contacts.
Okay, Tina Smrekar, University of Nova Gorica. Sorry, we're running out of time. I knew that this will happen. When, Mr. Ambassador, when you have to leave? I would like Katya, our producer Santiago, just to maybe go out for a coffee and just that you have a proper conversation, and we will finish in 10 minutes, I promise you. So, Tina.
Okay, yeah, so University of Nova Gorica School of Arts in Slovenian, since 2 months, Academia umetnosti, so we had a status change, like legally also, we're an academy now, which is a big thing for us and for Slovenia as well, since it's the first kind of university level academy since 45. We are a very small school on the border between Slovenia and Italy, Nova Gorica. So the main building of the university is in Nova Gorica, and 2 kilometers away in Italian Gorica, our school is located. And we have BA and MA program, Digital Arts and Practices and Media Arts and Practices in MA. And our basis is kind of, as Igor already pointed out, that we don't have an exclusive animation program, but rather we have students meet film, animation, photography, and new media in the first year of the BA, so they kind of get to know all of them a bit, and in second year and third year they more and more choose 1 or 2 of the career modules. So they would meet from camera, because we believe, camera can be used in film and animation, kind of how you need to position your camera in different ways to use sound. So when they would have, for example, have introductory workshops in technical wise, like very intense workshop. For example, animation students from year 2 or year 3 would work on sound more to get to know that more. And so the program was on since 2003. Kind of the school started as a 2-year, very informal school, and kind of gradually became a 3-year, really proper BA school. And in 2009, we joined the University of Nova Gorica, moved from Ljubljana, where it was based before, to Gorica. So it's the whole processes are very dynamic, and the school the changes are quite dynamic and happen quite fast. And in terms of animation, Dušan Kastelic, a Slovenian animator, was teaching there for quite some time. Now it's more Polje Saksida, and with workshops in different techniques.
I think this is important to state, because like when Dušan was there, actually it was Blender and 3D computer animation. It's really difficult to start with 3D, with students that don't have a proper background. But now Polja, as head of department, in a way.
It's not a department, but career module leader. Yes.
And choosing like a proper assistant to him, Timon Leder, another Slovenian great young animator. So the focus is on stop motion. It's on cutout, on plasticine, on pixelation, and 2D digital slowly as well, no?
Yes, I mean the the thing with our school is being so small and not being state-funded, the program itself. The university is partly, it's actually a private university, partly public-funded. Our program is not at all. So our budget is also very miniature, actually. We are adaptable more, of course, in the limits that we have. Yes, currently it's more on stop motion and 2D.
Okay. What do you think? Like, how could go for in the near future? You think that animation will prevail somehow inside the school, or is it because like you're a part also of the management team?
Yes.
Here I'm ubiquitous because I'm teaching their theory and history, and I'm trying to push all the time, like to lobby with the dean. What do you think? Like, is there a chance that maybe or like it's photography, video, animation, will stay like this? It's your personal opinion, maybe only.
I think it will stay like this because that's been the base of this program since 15 years almost, and I think Slovenia is too small to have many different programs and many different parts of in different schools. And in this way, we are able to also teach students kind of the basics of these different professional skills and kind of to then specialize in what they want, because it's a pyramid structure, and they go to their diploma work in the third year of the BA, and they choose. So if they do animation, of course, then it's more specialized animation project, and if they start to do MA, then they basically only do animation. And so it's more in that sense, but to have only animation or only film, I think it will never happen.
Okay, so actually it's more like giving them the basic tools to continue then by themselves later, and actually like being happy if any of them would go out to specialize, no? To another school.
I mean, we're definitely happy if students go out to specialize then on further, and some do in different schools. The difference with our MA program is actually it's also similarly combining different fields, but not that students would sit with the same. So if an animation student, that he would have to sit in a film carrier module lesson, but like one very specific thing is it's called progress track, where students of all these carrier module meet with progress track module leaders and basically really track their progress as students. So they don't discuss only the project itself, but how they are developing as students, as professionals, and this is incorporated in the program itself. So it has really, it has a name in the program, and it's not something that we would do on the side.
Mm-hmm.
This was developed, the MA program was developed within an EU-funded project called ADRIART with the four regional universities, University of Graz, Technical, then Rijeka Academy of Applied Arts, and University of Udine, the DAMS department. And so that's quite recent, actually. The program is only 3-4 years old, and the first graduates have just started to come out, but it's been quite successful, I think.
So, a concrete question, Josef, if a student from Gorica would like to come to the MA2 moment, of course, like a portfolio is needed, and then if chosen, probably like a interview as well, Skype interview, or they have to come?
Skype interview is okay, but of course we prefer the personal meeting, but Skype interview is absolutely fine.
But the first step would be like you look at the portfolio and you decide if the level...
Yeah, if the portfolio is not so interesting, I think we save our time and the applicators' time not to come, not to take time to make an interview.
Good. Tina, thank you. It's busy, but... So, Academy of Fine Arts, Department of Design and Illustration.
Oh, it's more complex.
Explain.
Okay, I come from Academy of Fine Arts and Design. This is the official title. Of course, right now I'm running, or actually I'm head of visual communication department. Let's say orientation is not toward the animation, but toward the creation of any media. So we are thinking as a future after the 70 years of, we just finished our 70th anniversary, and we are thinking more in the direction of let's say post-media or post-media orientation within the school. So maybe the animation is something that we have to do in the future. But anyhow, when we look at the Academy of Fine Arts, of course we are a classic institution where we deal with classic education of the art and design, of course. But nevertheless, every 5 years, 4 years, we are capable of getting at least one very good artist that within the animation that is a part not just only of the Slovenian cultural heritage, but becomes also maybe globally known as an artist. And we are quite proud of this ability that we produce also people that deal with this very specific area of creation, if I say generally. But of course, for the future, things are not so simple. I see it as a very complex things. When I say complex, I mean if we don't take in account economy, if we don't take in account space that we use, we are now in the, let's say, in the time of transition. A lot of people are migrating out and in, so we have also migrants also. I mean, when I'm talking about this, I mean professors, students. We are trying to help students with their, let's say, abilities that they have or possibilities they have through Erasmus exchange programs. We have more than 50 different institutions all over the world that we connect with through different exchanges. And I think for us this is a big possibility to give opportunities. But on the other hand, what I see as a Slovenian part of connecting, what is really important to connect also not only within us, but within each other of the schools that we are in Slovenia. Because in Slovenia there are many schools. We are not the only one anymore, which is good, so we have a little bit of competition, let's say, and things are developing. But in a way I would be happy, or maybe what I see as something for the future is to connect with, for example, Academy of Film and Theater and TV also has a strong animation within the programs, and I think that we are like very expert. I mean, everything is so connected. And like you said, you know, we need an animation school. Yeah, maybe. But it's not so important where it is, but how we connect to this one. And maybe Animateca is one of the...
Okay, Animateca cannot become it is a school, but non-formal actually. It's like, because you learn a lot coming here and watching films and meeting people. But then, like, just again, and we had to wrap it up. Like, CSHE is the only Italian school in Urbino. They have also a kind of, but they have a kind of like Academy of Fine Art where painting and illustration is doing, but with also like specialization in animation. And in Hungary, you have only one conference for now. I think it's the Metropolitan University in Budapest. So again, like, you know, small countries, but at least one center. So it's kind of, yeah, we will have to talk more and maybe like really maybe at next Animatecas to connect in an even more different way, maybe to make like common workshops. It was, I just remember we managed like 2 years ago to have Middlesex University from London with Jordan Hodgson and Osbert Parker and a bunch of their students. They came like 10 of them, so they spent time in Gorica together. And so it's like now I'm thinking also like Veljko Popovic that left, he's in UMass in Split, a small one, and it could be like, you know, for us, like those are first steps, like to start to get like interested students, to give them like academic opportunities, even if they are out of the school. So to look out for some help and some specialization if you are not in a position to open it or to do it by yourself completely at the school. No? So maybe this is the way. It's maybe the way also how you started. Yeah, let's have a final maybe thought or. So, Joseph, you think it should be important to have like a specialized department?
I tried to mention before or at the beginning of my words, that animation could be so many ways. I think animation today is something like typography was 100 years ago. Everybody who uses the visual language, animation, a skill which must have, because everything is communicated with moving images. So a graphic designer, an artist, anybody should have to know what is the basic things of animation. Without that, they are just, I think, not really completed to do their job. Could be art, could be commission work, other things. But to make animation films, it's a kind of treasure for us to have a special focus on it in education, in higher education. Because a small country, which is Hungary, without a kind of language problems, not so many people are using their language. And if we want to grow up our kids with Hungarian cultural content, animation is one of the best things. And we need specializers who can make good animation content. Because, just as analogy from the sport, if somebody can play a little bit handball, basketball, football, tennis, everything is around the ball, but not the same.
Not the same ball. Yeah. Maybe, Chiara? Well, you agree? Thank you very much. It's a first step as well for us here, also to find a way, and I think we will use Animateca Pro next year. Maybe we'll give it a whole day for this topic, because it's much more time.
Very nice, lovely.
So you'll come back?
I promise.
Thank you. Thank you for your time and patience.